Hello ladies and gents, welcome back to the second roster breakdown, and today it's Aico Esports. Yes, I said it right, don't have a go at me. Right, Aico Esports, second bottom team in Season 1, just above Brutal Fisher. Brutal Fisher, they went, what was it, 2 and what?
2-0-5, so they won 2 games. They beat Brutal Fisher, naturally, and they had a win against Crisis, which was a forfeit.
Yeah, forfeit, yeah, because they couldn't field a roster, yeah. Right, so, what do we say about Aico? I mean, they had an abysmal season. Like,
in comparison.
In comparison to, like, the top 4.
Yeah, and considering as well that the game against Crisis was a forfeit, we can't really judge on that. But they essentially beat Brutal Fisher and then they lost to every other team, apart from Crisis, obviously. So again, yeah, I agree. It's another team which we had high hopes for. I think in the week 1 games, Jay, you were saying that Aico might be this underdog, this team to watch, so to speak, because they had a really cracking game.
Would you like to know why I said that?
Absolutely.
Because the week before that, they were playing Battlefly and they won it. Oh, not won it. They came to semi-finals. I was like, wait, what? And it was a week like, who was it? It was like Fate. You had another couple of teams that were like major. Carrot Judgment, which by the way are in the league as well. So these teams were playing. Devil Smile, that's it, Devil Smile. And at the time, Devil Smile was an amazing freaking upcoming team. Sadly disbanded now. And Aico beat them, and I was like, what? And they, of course, come to the league, they dropped the ball, and I don't know. But this season, like we said in the previous video, incredible. Yeah, let's talk about freaking stability. Like, the teams in this league are so close, it's a bit... I'm actually a bit worried. But anyway, right,
everyone kind of beat everyone else.
Yeah, everybody can beat everybody else. Now, the only 2 teams we are worried about is Aico and Brutal Fisher. We spoke about Brutal Fisher previously. Let's speak about Aico now. Season 1, abysmal. Season 2, we'll get into the hopes in just a second. But let's talk about a couple of the roster changes. Now, we've had some changes. Codeme's been brought in. Now, and I just want to highlight this, he's a good flank player, good DPS player, not too shabby, yeah? Slight problem. They've brought him in as tank. Tank player.
Yeah.
Not sure.
So, Komi on tank. The rest of the roster is going to be Exopug being the second tank and team captain. Vilsa and Cesario Green are your DPS players, and the real Zod on support with Grusco and Veramagic. I hope I pronounced that one correctly, as your support.
So Gruso as sub, though?
Grusco as sub.
I'm not 100% on that. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Gruso's a great player. He should be main roster. Sub? Unless, of course, he's chose to be sub. And if that's the case, fair play.
Yeah. And of course, we're considering the time of year as well that we're actually going to do the MLL. It's going to be a busy time for people who are in education, exams and studying and stuff as well. And, balancing the MLL around studying as well. So it doesn't surprise me to see a lot of sub players. And there's going to be a rotation in there. And, these things can happen.
That's what I was thinking as well. That Gruso had to have said, I'll sub for you, but I don't know if I can play for you, so therefore I'll go as sub, sort of thing, Yeah, that makes sense to me. I was like, no, Gruso is sub over some of your other players? No, I hold Gruso in high regard. I think he's a good player. Is he, like, top tier PML player? No. Is he tier 2, tier 3 player, like, for the MLL? Absolutely so. But, I think... going into it, we're going to pick 2, like we are with Brutal Fisher. We're going to pick 2 players. I'm going to go with Codeme. Yeah, I know how Codeme plays. I've known the guy for a year and a half, maybe 2 years even now. That's how long he's been around. Like, he's a known player. Took a bit of a break, but back now, obviously, joining a roster to come into the MLL. I think, yeah, that's a big change for Aico. Like, that... In terms of... Right, how do I put this in terms of Kobe's pickup? Right. Let's go with Portsmouth United. Yeah. Arsenal. We'll just go Portsmouth, not United. I don't know why I put United on the end of it. Shut up. Right, Portsmouth.
Yeah, that's what I'm just looking like.
Why did I put United
what?
on it?
Is this a football thing you're doing?
I'm doing a football thing, right? We're doing a football thing. Arsenal, or Man City, or Man United, whatever, Chelsea even though we're technically going PPL level, but we're not. Would you like, say, for MLL? Code Me could be like a player for Eden or Neverburn or something like that, but he's in Aico. So that is a 100% beneficial pickup for Aico, right? Now, another good player they brought in was Zod. Yeah? That's another... Like, he's on support? No.
Is there support?
He is a support.
Correct. Yes.
So, okay, there's your two players right there. Yeah. He's been put down as support, has he? Yeah.
Correct.
Right, so those two players, you can build a team off. Like, as someone who's created teams and run orgs and God knows what else, I'm telling you, how to build a team is you approach an individual. If you've got a team that's stable, Aico being one of the most stable teams in all of Paladins, period, yeah, haven't changed their rosters till Season 2. Now, stability, popularity, good following on Twitter, social media presence, you know, they're doing well for themselves, and I think Exo's done an incredible job, and hats off to him. He's done something really well, and I hope Aico. I've got it nailed, mate. Aico. Okay, yeah, I'm saying it right. You know, pat on the back.
So week 1, Aico.
Aico. Right. So Aico, you know, they've really created something, and I think it's something that's, you know, they're a stable name. I knew, you know, before who were Aico in Season 1? I don't know. Now, like, they are the veterans. They're the, you know, these people.
Aico. Oh, yeah, I know them.
Yeah, you know. So building a team around Code Me and Zod, that's a good solid base to start a team round. So to me, that's great pickups, 100%. I'm going to go with Code Me. Even though he's playing tank, he's going to be my pick to watch on Aico, because I think he has the experience. Like, he's played for teams like, us. He played for Fate. He literally was a sub for Fate for quite a while. And, like, say... Now, if you remember in the Brook Fisher video, we were talking about, like, going to the solo tank. He's going to be their third DPS. There is no ifs or ands about it. If they don't, Aico are making a massive mistake. Why? He has a godsend frickin' Eevee. His flanks are pretty good. And I'm not sure, though, but I think Code's the off-tank, isn't he? And Exo's main?
Yeah, how it's been written, it's roles that can be interchangeable depending on, obviously, the game, but they are down as both front lines for the MLL.
Right.
I mean, how it's been worded here is Code Me as main tank with Exo being the off tank.
Right, so he'll probably be playing like the Barracks, the Inaras and stuff like that, the Khan,
yeah,
and then it'll be Ash, Torvald, stuff like that onto Exo. Right, I say that to me is you've got two aggressive tanks players. Code Me as point sit doesn't really work for me. I know his playstyle, he's an aggressive player. He likes to make bold moves. He tries to make the plays for the team. But as someone who's playing point sit, say, or passive, aggressive, whatever you want to call it, that could put him in a position to shot call. Now, I don't know if it's going to be Exo, but if it's him and he's on point, he can call his DPS, look. But I would say we're going to see a lot of EV, a lot of blast play coming out from Aico this season, I think, because I think that's the way they can play around Code Me, and if vice versa they need to put someone else on tank, they can switch roles and then put him on the bus, and that way you're not changing or interchanging too much, and your synergy's still going to be there. See what I mean? And that's that. If that's the way it's been planned out, wow, these guys, like, mechanical thinking up here is fantastic, and that is exactly what you need to be doing this far on in Paladins. We're in our 4th year now. We're coming into Season 3 of the PPL, Season 2 of MLL. This is going to be brilliant. Like, if they can really do it the way they have, then yeah, absolutely outstanding. So, your pick was going to be?
I was going to go with Exo for our second player to watch. And again, it's returning player from Season 1, and with Aico's run, I think it was a bit it's naturally difficult for players to shine in a team that is just losing week after week and all of that. Yeah, but I think EXO on the front line, you definitely have that much more impact. And Aico last split, whilst they weren't, I think Aico's problem was that they were very good at taking games late. Like they could pick up defenses like there's no tomorrow, but they couldn't really capitalize on their on any picks that they get. And I think that was ultimately their undoing when the games went that late. But it's an opportunity now for EXO and the rest of Aico to really prove themselves. And with EXO remaining as team captain and has been constantly in the roster, I think that's a fantastic thing. Both from a player perspective, so where you've got someone, stability in the roster is fantastic. It's like everyone knows what they're doing, and you've got EXO leading the way as a team captain. So I think that's going to be fantastic. It's just going to keep their players going.
Who's the second DPS?
Second DPSs are Vilsa and Cesario Green.
So those are returning players as well. So
yes.
3 core members from season 1, 2 interchanges. I mean, just imagine getting Gruso in that lineup as well. Like,
sadly, we can't have 6v6.
Yeah, not Overwatch, But I went there. I think this is fantastic. Like, just think about that. Going from season 1 Aico to season 2, this is a hella upgrade. Right?
Yeah.
Not saying, to me, a competitive team, you strive to improve yourself. You strive to get better. Right? Season 1, I'm going to say, I don't think Aico are playoff material. Sorry, I can't say they are. Not with the likes of Carrot Judgments, not with Eden there. We'll get to them videos.
This season is going to be stacked.
Yeah, it's pretty stacked. But I know this sounds weird. I'm thinking about it. I'm going, why am I saying this? But the lower half of the table is where the action's going to be. Like, where the drama's going to be. Like, wait, can they take on the likes of Brutal Fisher? Let's think about this.
Yeah.
Aico, Brutal Fisher. That's a hell of a... Let's talk about that for a moment. That's one hell of a matchup. That's one hell of a matchup. Like, that's going to happen eventually, but... Hello?
It's literally a rematch of season 1, and the what I was gonna say to you, Jay, is do you think Aico are a team that have got the most to prove? Because how they were before season 1 started, as you said, had that fantastic run in the was it the ESL?
Battlefly. They had a
Battlefly,
so
yeah.
at the start, before season 1, and when I was scouting teams and scouting orgs and stuff, when I had that idea, right, I want to build a league that's going to have stability and stuff like that, I used season 1 to benchmark it, see what I could learn from that, and then we took what we learned from season 1 and put it into season 2. I saw Aico in the Battlefly, and I thought, wow, that was actually really well. And I remember EXO. I'd actually spoke to EXO a couple of times, whether it's in game and stuff like that, or over Twitter, or via Discords and stuff like that. Nice guy, absolutely fantastic. But I was thinking at the time they were going to be, hey, this is a really good team. They're stable.
Yeah.
Haven't made any roster changes. I went over to the ASL page, looked at their run history. Yeah, they had quite a few losses, but at the same time, they've had some really deep runs in the ESLs. All right, fine. It was when like the tier 1 teams and the tier 2 teams weren't playing, like Na'Vi and stuff, or Fate and Eden and Leviathan and Crisis weren't there. But take them away, and when they entered it, they were having real deep runs.
They rose to the top.
They rose. They were getting semi-finals, third place, 4 places, made the finals, I do believe, twice. I may be wrong there. Don't quote me on that. No, I really want to get that right. They came in, they did semi-finals in the Battlefly.
He's going into the library of his mind.
And then they played, because they lost to Devil Smile, and the following week they beat... Yeah, and then, that's right, yeah. See, now I'm remembering games over a year and a half ago, right? That's how deep I'm into Paladins. That's really sad, I know. But...
5.3k hours in Steam.
Okay, look. One account. One account.
Yeah, anyway. But, yeah, so... As I say, Aico, like, because you want to start a league, and Aico literally jump off. They jump out the page. Like, as soon as you see those runs and what the team's able to do, you're like, boom, I want this team in my league.
Yeah, they were a team that fit my criteria for coming into like season 1 of MLL. I had a benchmark of what I wanted, and they fit it really perfectly. And then I looked at the likes of Infected Dragons and stuff like that. And Infected Dragons were like the pinnacle team, and I made no. I'm not going to hide the fact they're one of my favourite teams. I'm probably Totty's biggest fan, or Infected Dragon's biggest fan. I'm just saying, I am. To the point where when season 2 ended and we were creating Fate again, we wanted a new roster. Lads, come to here, bitter. Come here. Yes, you sit. You will play for Fate. Good boy.
Now right. For Floods.
Yeah.
Anyway, but so you had what I was going to say. So going with that and how great it looked on paper, it didn't happen in the season.
No, it didn't.
Finishing 7th, a big hit, and again, this is a team that was established before the MLL started. They
had that synergy. They had that history. Yeah. They had, like we saying earlier, they were making deep runs in tournaments, but
they didn't have the excuse that Brutal Fisher had, where the team was created for the MLL.
Yeah.
Basically.
What was it? 2 weeks prior to MLL, they were created, and then
exactly. And also, you should go check out that video, by the way, if you want to get our thoughts on that. But so established team. They don't perform in the MLL, and they don't have that fallback excuse of, oh, we've not been a team that long. They have been a team that long, and some of the I think the players are disappointed, and that's why I would say that they are the team in this league that has the most to prove. To say, you know what, season 1, we were disappointed with it. We want to move on. This is what we can actually do.
See, now that I know, like, you've got Gruso, you've got Code Me, you've got the likes of Real Zod. Like, Zod puts his mind to it. Fantastic player. Legit fan. Oh my god, fantastic, yeah? We're not talking a shoe over here. He's a great player. I actually class him as a good player, right? And if I'm classing someone as a good player, I'm telling you now they usually are. I think Gruso, Zod, Code Me in one roster, and then the 2D or one of the DPS and somebody else. Like, I don't know about Zod on. I'm still not. Sorry, not Zod. Code Me on tank. That still doesn't. If they make the plays off of him, it's going to be great. But this is a step up for Aico. 100% step up. Right? Not saying that the other players were bad or anything. They didn't perform. Yeah, they had a trash season, but great people. Didn't have the best. Time. Yeah, it was redeeming time, and redemption time is now. It's nigh. It's like a couple of weeks away, And I think that, I'm going to go with you. I think they have a lot to prove. I think they've got. It's hard to say. I mean, can they make mid-table?
I mean, I'm. As we go into the hopes of season, nice segue into hopes of season 2, by the way. I don't know. In my predictions, same with you. I do have Aico low down, but that's more like when I look back at in researching for the MLL and looking back at Aico's recent results. So I was looking at their most recent run in the ESL tournament. They were knocked out in the first round, for instance. It also played a number of weeks in the World Law tournament, and they had one strong week, made it through to, I think it was semi-finals in one of the second weeks.
Really?
But then, literally, they were eliminated pretty much the first round every single time after that.
Yeah, but isn't that after? That was before the roster changes, though.
Yeah, and this is also going back quite a bit as well. So just get a bit.
And they haven't had any recent ESL runs?
No. But, there's some ESL tournaments coming up. Hint, hint.
Yeah. I mean, that's something I want to see, right? Let's take all 8 teams of MLL, stack them into... You know what? Because I am the owner, we should make it mandatory. Week prior to... MLL kickoff, guess what, boys and girls? You got to go play ESL. Promotion of ESL, of course, because, we love to share. No, I want to get, I can't make that mandatory. I'm not allowed to do that. I'd get in trouble.
We love to share. Just kidding, I don't. It's my tournament.
It's my tournament. You do what I tell you to do.
But yeah, and also in the World Law tournament, so I will be joining Breakdown videos. That will be a tournament we reference a bit, because there were a number of MLL teams that have played against each other in this tournament over the number of weeks, and also ESL as well. So it's, I know it was a couple of weeks ago, but it's a nice benchmark to work from, really. Like, which teams are beating who? And when I see that, I have to put Aico down low for now. But again, you know, I have high hopes. You know, the Season 1 guard have to really step up to overcome last season.
For me... So, no, hang on, before we switch over to me, where do you reckon? You got to give a position. Come on, I can't let you go. You got to give me a position. You did it with Brutal Fisher. Hey, you caught me with Brutal Fisher. You gotta give me something.
I did. That's fair. 6th or 7th.
So you're saying the same position as last season? I mean, it's a hell of a... Well, yeah, but we've got more stacked teams this season, so...
Yeah, more. I say that again. It's not personal, but it's just when I take an objective look from it. No, these guys,
let me put it. Can I put it in a right? Let me rephrase this. Right, you said 6th or 7th, right? I'm going to go with 6th. I reckon they'll come in 6th. I'll give you my reasons why, but the games aren't all going to be 4-0s. They're not going to get trashed. They're not going to get. I reckon because of this new roster, because they've got a lot more experience and knowledge up on the noggin here, they're going to, like, hey, we've got to play point. We need to put pressure on these tanks. You know, and I guarantee you, and I bend Code's ear a bit, you know, I do trash talk him a bit, but he does, like, when he's in a team, his mindset's right. I'll vouch for him on that, right? So, to me... Picking up, like I said, picking up Zod, picking up Gruso and Codeme, 100% improvement for the team. I'm going to go with 6, and here's my reason. Because I'm still unsure on Nova 8 and Neverburn. 100% unknowns to me. Yes, I know the players, but I don't know where they're going to come.
It's a big difference.
It's a big yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. It's a massive difference, right? So, you've got to look at how well these teams are performing, what they did in Season 1, have they progressed over the off-season, have they took massive breaks off the off-season, now coming into Season 2, what are they doing, have they even been thinking about MLL Season 2, it's been announced over a month now, the team's coming in, the players obviously making these adjustments, they have to have been thinking about it in my opinion. Do they want to do well, or are they just going to try and get in here for a bit of, you know, airtime, you know. That's you know.
What's the motivation?
Yeah, what's the exactly? Yeah, took words out of my mouth again. What's the motivation for this team going forward? Do they want to improve upon where they came in 7th last season? Can they make 5th or 6th this season? Right, standard finish for them is 6th. Abysmal is last, obviously, which could happen. But their very best, I can't say that they're not a playoff team. They're not a playoff team.
Again, it's one of them teams like if they show up.
Yeah, I keep banging my mic. I think... No, I can't go there. I can't. Can I go? Yeah, I'm going to go there. That's okay. Right.
Do you even need to ask yourself at this point? Can I? Will I? Yes, I will.
Can I? Will I? Yes. Like, Aico versus Essential Gaming. Like, let's just name the teams here for a second. We've got Brutal Fisher, we've got Essential Gaming, Nova 8, Neverburn, we've got Aico, so that's 5. Then you've got Eden, Carrot Judgment. What's the 8th team? Come on.
ID.
Well done.
Infested Dragons.
I can't believe I'm going to say this, but Aico could... They couldn't, could they?
They've only gone and done it.
I've only gone and said it. No, I haven't technically said it yet. But if they put Gruso into the
Jay just digging himself into.
If you look down here on the floor, there's a 12-foot hole. I'm going to Jamaica, boys. See you later. Like, could it be the dream? Could it? Aico make playoffs? I said it. There we go. Can they make playoffs? Right?
Oh, just have to tune in and find out, I guess.
But we know they've been putting in good results. They are scrimming. We've casted over some of their scrims. We know the results of those scrims. So,
and those, just saying, the scrims we watched, they are spicy. That's the one I'm looking for.
If they let's put it this way: the scrims we watched were not 4-0s in the favour of their opponents, and it wasn't. It don't matter what you say, they weren't close games, right? But the point is, this is what happened in season 1 when I first scouted them. I said, "Hey, look, come on over to MLL. We're putting up this great tournament for you." They were doing great, but and then they flopped massive. All right, fine. Season 1, you had bottom tier 2 teams like Leviathan, Crisis, back then Bloodlust and Fate Esports, right? So these guys were PGS contenders and didn't make it, and then came into MLL. This season, you've got all tier 3 teams. They're all tier 3 teams, which the league was designed for. So you've got to look at that and think, this could go any... That's what I love. That's why I'm so excited about Season 2, because it can go anywhere. My personal opinion, I think Eden are going to top the charts because they've got the more experience, they've got the synergy as a team, they're more cohesive, they know map callouts properly, they are playing off of each other, and, they're all friends. So, to me, that's my call for it. Eden would take the win, and probably, maybe even all the paycheck, But Aico could make playoffs if things go their way. But it's a lot of what ifs. I found with...
Yeah, there's a lot of what-ifs.
There's a lot of waffies.
No. There's a lot of what-ifs. Because when I think back to Season 1, I think we're in the same spot. Established team, doing well. Can they do it in Season 1? Wait. It didn't happen Season 1. Can it happen now?
Let me stop you there for a second. You said the established team. They've just brought in Zod. They've just brought in CodeMe. They've just brought in Gruso. Yeah? Right, so let me ask you this question. Do you know if they're scrimming with these new players, rotating them to find out what their best role is? After all, we are seeing CodeMe on tank.
Yeah, I think at this point, because obviously we're not privy to that sort of information, I think we have to... It's a safe assumption, and to say if you're vouching for CodeMe and you're seeing him on a tank role sticks out to you, it has to be a tactical change. Maybe there is something there, or has Kobe been one tricking Fernando for however long? Which is it?
I really hope he hasn't, because every team's just going to have Fernando.
I mean, I've been one tricking Fernando, but that's not the point.
That's you though. That's fine. You're playing on PS4 as well, I might add. So I don't know. I think.
I want them to prove me wrong, Jay. I want them to prove me wrong.
Well, I said 6th, and you said 7th, 6th.
6th, yeah, 6th. But
7th. You said same place as last season.
They're going to be in that lower half of the table when I look in comparison to other teams. But again, this is what... When I rank a team low in the power rankings, I want them to prove me wrong. I don't mind being proven wrong.
Which, by the way, ladies and gents, once we've done all the roster breakdowns, we would do a pre-season power rankings of both of us where we think they are, and it will be all on screen. You can see it, and then of course each and individual week we will be doing these videos. Lots of content coming out for MLL Season 2. So there's so much. I think we've probably booked ourselves up too much and overworking ourselves, so don't kill us, okay? I said 6th because, but they're not coming dead last. I can't see it.
6th place with close games.
Close games, yeah. Not these 4-0s that we saw in Season 1. After what I've seen in scrims and stuff, what I've been spectating myself on my personal time, I think... no. They have... You know what? I want them to. I want them to say, no, we're going to kick it up a notch. We're going to go in and we're going to make playoffs.
Prove TJ wrong. Prove me TJ, and my doubts.
Yeah, prove us wrong. Right? Right.
Yeah, we are openly challenging Aico to prove us wrong.
Yeah.
Openly challenge any team that we rank lowest. Because I think in these breakdown videos, we've not picked our last place team. Yeah, at the time of this recording.
No, because what did we say Broofy was going to be? 7th. Oh, I said playoffs. I said playoffs.
I said 5th for Broofy. So... we still
let me paint a scenario. Sorry to cut you off. Let me paint a scenario for you. The two bottom teams, right? Broofy, Aico, Season 1. They come on and get ransacked, trash season, terrible teams. Bottom 2.
Why are you bringing them back? You know,
Right.
all those scores.
Right. Season 2. Both teams play playoffs. They make playoffs.
Okay.
Right? Aico, with their new, in my opinion, best roster this team's ever had. Quote me on that, by all means. Brutal Fisher, best roster they've ever had. Again, a lot going back on to the Brutal video, a lot coming down to Neptune and Mate if they turn up or show up. Oh god, I need to find that out now. I'm gonna, as soon as we're done here, I need to find out season 1 when these two fight. Right? You have no idea how much I'm going to hype Brufy versus Aico. Right? Now, if it's week 1, that's the highlight match, mate. That's the I'm gonna
automatically that is a highlight.
That's our highlight match. It's gonna be the last match the evening. I'm gonna try and figure out a way of dragging over. We're gonna do that last, right? That's the highlight match in my opinion. It's fantastic, but
you know we'll have to check the schedules.
Yeah, there's a schedule we gotta stick to, you know. But you know, and then but Aico 6th with. I mean, I do. Here, let me ask before we close the video. Let me ask you: can Aico compete against Eden? Now, Eden's top to be the number 1 seed coming in. People think that roster's a little bit too strong for the rest of the teams. I mean, it's can they?
I don't think so.
Why?
No. I'm going to say no. I think, going by the strength of Eden's roster, and of course, when we get to the roster breakdown for Eden, we'll go into a lot more detail about that. That is a very tasty roster. I think Aico as we saw in season 1, that when they were able to take the games late, it was always at capitalizing on, you know, picks and stuff, which for some reason it just wasn't working out for Aico. I think even with, you know, the new additions to the roster, and I agree, this is the strongest roster Aico could possibly field right now in terms of what players are available.
I think it's the strongest roster they've ever fielded.
Yeah, and you know, I think they can give Eden a really good game, but honestly, right now, I don't see them getting a win against it. Sure, they might take it 4-2, might take it 4-3, might even, you know, they might take a point.
You reckon we could go deciders? Seriously, I'm being dead serious. You think Aico could take Eden to 4-3 or 4-4? You know, 4-3, sorry, and nip it maybe. Well, no, you said you don't think they'll win.
You can't rule that out. You can't rule. I don't think they will win, but I think it would be. It wouldn't surprise me to see the final score being 4-3 to Eden, 4-2 to Eden, or something like that. Yeah. But Aico can take it late, which is what they did a few times in season 1. But then again,
go on. Sorry. Yeah, go on.
Then again, a lot of crazy stuff happens in the MLL.
Yeah, it's
crazy things happen in the MLL.
Crazy things have happened. I mean, we got a prize pool increased. I didn't think I didn't actually think the money was going to be there, and it turns out I got an investment, and I was like, cha-ching. Thank you very much. Prize pool straight away. Didn't take any of it. All to the prize pool. Done. €300 up for grabs now. In fact, looking on, little tippet here. Going forward, like as we look into season 3. By the way, which is just for the record for people that are wondering about season 3. Yes, it's already in. There's already plans going. While we're doing season 2, plans for season 3 are already in motion. So there will be a season 3. I can confirm
plans
that.
Within plans within plans.
Yes. So, yeah, MLL will become a stable part of Paladins. And just for the record, we are trying, don't quote me this, but I'm trying to see if we can get 3 seasons per year, rather than just 1. There will be two MLLs at present for this year. Obviously, season 2 right now, coming up in, 2 weeks or whatever it is. And at the end of summer, season 3. And of course, we're going to have the Vainglory, maybe, if that gets going. And of course, we're going to have the Console League, which I'm hyped about. And I know Wuffy, that's all Wuffy ever talks about. So yeah, it's going to be mental. It's going to be amazing. Yeah. But Aico, coming back to the topic, Aico, I reckon 6th. But if they make playoffs, you are going to see two happy casters. I think it's going to be fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I'll give you a final say on Aico before we close it out, TJ.
Final say, well, you know, as you mull things over again, their team to prove. I want to give them. I want to keep on this like underdog thing, but like, all I'm gonna say is, crazy things have happened if Aico can pull the miracle run. I mean, we used a football analogy earlier, and you know. I am a Leicester City fan, and you might have heard about this little thing that Leicester City did when they might have, you know, won the Premier League and stuff. But I don't talk about that much. So things can happen, you know. Are Aico going to be the 5,000 to 1 team to take it all the way? I would love to see that.
Oh god, I know where we're going far, but let's not go too far. Aico to win. 5,000 to 1 odds on Aico. I tell you what, I'll put 20 quid up for grabs. I'll take that bet. Yeah,
5,000 to 1.
Yeah, 5,000 to 1 that Aico do it. Then mate, I'm getting 20 grand back. Let's go. Right, ladies and gents, thanks for watching. Remember, links below to the Discord. Check out the website. Check out all the fantastic stuff coming in Season 2. Mate, Season 2 is hype as hell. I cannot wait. Until next video, we'll see you then. Bye for now.